Good afternoon. I'm sorry, good evening. This is Jamie Green, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Destiny. While I'm waiting for my guests, stuff happens, and sometimes we can't be exactly where we want to be when we want to be there. But life happens. But while I'm waiting for my guests, I wanted to just go ahead and say to you all there's a lot going on in our lives, personally, spiritually, financially, physically. Some of us are grieving. I mean, it's just a lot going on. And it's easy during times like this to lose focus and get distracted by what's going on in the news, by what's going on in the gossip columns, what's going on in church gossip, what's going on in other people's lives. It's easy to get distracted that way. But I want to remind you of the importance of staying focused. Uh, we're almost at the end of the year. We have made great strides, many of us, and there are some of us who didn't get everything done that we wanted to get done. Yet we're still here, and so I don't want you to get so caught up in other people's business and other people's issues and what's going on. What people are gossiping about today. As I said some time ago, whenever you go to social media, you can tell within a couple of minutes which horse is being beat to death that week. And in the meantime, while we're so busy focusing on what's going on in other people's lives, we're losing focus on what we're supposed to be doing and where we're supposed to be going. So I wanted to stop in. As I said, I'm waiting for my guests to arrive. But I just wanted to remind you how important it is for us to stay focused. All of us have stuff going on um, that can really just throw us off if we allow it to throw us off. I personally, as many of you know, have been dealing with some things this week um, that just have been totally annoying and agitating. But I have to decide, I have to make the decision that I'm not going to, though I'm aware of what's going on and I'm addressing what's going on, I cannot let that be my entire focus. And so that's what I'm saying to you tonight. Stay focused on your goals, stay focused on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. There's a certain headspace that you have to be in as you're preparing for your next level, as you're preparing for your next uh, dream, vision, manifestation, whatever it may be. You have to be in a certain place mentally and spiritually for that. Don't get all clogged up with all this foolishness that's going on around you. Stay focused on what it is that you are planning to accomplish and what you want to accomplish this year. We're almost over. I mean, this year is almost over, and there are many of us who are looking forward to next year. We have new goals, we have new visions. Some of us are um, reviving some old visions and some old dreams, and we're going back to those notebooks and pulling out some things that we had wanted to work on before, but for whatever reason, they got put on the back burner. Life happens, as I hear people say sometimes, life be lifing, and sometimes there's really nothing you can do about it. But in the meantime, you have to stay focused. You have to stay um, focused on what it is that you want to achieve and what it is that you believe God has called you to do. My guest has arrived, and we're going to, I'm going to bring her on. But I just wanted to stop in while she was getting ready and prepared because, you know, sometimes when, things just don't go the way you wanted to go. And if you're not careful, you're all flustered and agitated and you're frustrated because Lord knows I've experienced some frustration this week. But I had to exhale and remind myself why I'm here and what I'm doing. And that's what I want to encourage you tonight. So tonight I'm going to welcome my friend for many, many years, Miss Toya Mitchell. Welcome to the platform.
Hi.
Hey, Ladybug, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just telling everybody, we got to stay focused. It's so much going on around us in the world, in our homes, in our families, down the street, in the church, in the government, everywhere. And if we're not careful, we'll get so focused on those things that we'll lose sight on what it is that we're supposed to be doing. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to encourage everyone to not give up, not get frustrated, not just, say forget it. Let's just refocus. Let's get this thing done. We're coming down to the end of the year and we're going to do this. And so tonight I have a guest with me, Miss Toya Mitchell. As I said, Toya and I have known each other forever. We've been family friends for a while. We don't communicate often, but that's the good thing about real people. You don't have to talk every day, all day to be friends. And I consider her someone that I have great respect for. I wanted to talk to Toya during the mayoral race. I have the hardest time saying that word, mayoral race, when her son Jermichael was running for mayor, but our schedules didn't mesh because she was really busy being mom, being supporter, being backbone for her son, and that's what she was supposed to be doing. And so tonight I want the opportunity to talk with her um, as a mom, not just a mom of a mayoral candidate, but you all know that dealing with mothers, working with mothers is my passion. And so tonight, Toy, I want to ask you a few questions. I want to just talk to you about motherhood and being a single mother at that. I hear Jermichael mentions often, not just during the race, but just even in his daily posts and when he's encouraging other people and motivating people. He talks about the fact that he was raised by a single mother and how, in many ways, that made him want to be a stronger man, be a better man, and especially a better father. As a single mom, oh my, I think my phone is okay. So, as a single mother, what do you think? Okay, I'm getting feedback and I don't know why. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes.
Okay, good. As a single mom, what would you say was the hardest part of that reality for you? I know there's a whole lot that goes with being a single mom, but if you could narrow it down to like one specific thing, what would you say is the hardest part of being a single mom?
Um. Then it was single mom, making him or trying to teach him to be a real man. I mean, I wasn't a man, so I couldn't teach him or tell him what men were supposed to do. We did have a lot of strong men in our family that guided him, but I couldn't teach him how to be a man.
Right. And and I hear that. I know you've heard it as well. People, a lot of mothers, like I'm his father and his mother. And when I was a teenager, I used to say that. But then as I matured, I realized I cannot be your father. I can
No,
be
not
the
at all.
best mother that I can be, but I was not created to be anybody's father. And so there's the
True.
challenge of you wanting them to grow up to be strong men. You want them to grow up to be secure in their manhood. You want them to be, respectful and all that. But all you can do is see what you see from other men in your life, like you say, and encourage them to model that what they see. And I totally understand that. So as a mother, you're a daughter, you are a grandmother. There's so many hats and so many roles that we have to play. Sometimes it's just overwhelming. Like you just like, I don't want to be nobody else's mom. I don't want to be nobody else's grandma. I just want to be left alone. So when you have those times, and I know you've had them down through your life with your children, because I think you had three children, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah. So when you've had those times where you just say, okay, this is just too much, my gracious, I just don't even want to do this anymore. What would you say would be the one thing that pushed you to keep going or encouraged you to say, I'm going to get through this rough spell, but I'm not going to walk away?
They didn't ask to be here. I chose to do what I did to, that made them come into the world. So you can't do any. They were innocent kids. So for me to walk away wouldn't be fair to them, because if it wasn't for the bad choices that I made, they wouldn't be here.
Right. And I hear that sometimes, and I know you have experienced it as well. You know people that mothers that literally give their children away to some mostly family members or even turn them over to the state. But especially within families, you see older people raising grandchildren and sometimes great grandchildren because mom has just decided I just don't want to do this. And I'm not talking about situations where mom really just can't do it, where mom
Right.
really, whether there's a mental issue, substance abuse, or something like that. But I know people that mothers that have just basically said, I don't want to be a mom. And I'm like you, I just don't understand that. I'm like, there are days when I've screamed and yelled and threw things and like just went berserk. But I still got myself together and said, these are my babies. Like you said, they didn't ask to be born. I chose to give birth to them. And now I'm going to do what I need to do to nourish them. Overall, as a mom, what would you say is your dream for your children? What is it that you want most for them?
Um, I used to say success, but now I just want them to be better, better people. I mean, there's a lot of, like you said, everything going along in the world. Um, I just want them to be better than I was. Um,
Yeah,
Not saying that I was a bad kid, because I really wasn't. My grandmom didn't allow us to be bad kids, but I just want them to be just better people, um, for our legacy. My grandmom's name carried a lot of weight, and
right, right.
they're they're part of that name. So I just don't want them to bring, not shame, because they're, my kids are good kids. I just want them just to be, I can't say no more than be better.
That's powerful and understandable because we want better for them. We want each generation to stand on the foundation that was laid for them and build on it and become better and more secure and more knowledgeable and more educated. And I don't mean like college education. I mean, we want them to learn from the mistakes that we made, the choices that we made, and to be make better choices and to become better people. Now, recently, your son, Jermichael, made history by running for mayor of Salisbury, Maryland. And I don't know, I don't remember that there was ever a Black person that did that. My memory is not that great these days, but I don't remember that.
He was,
So when
they say he was the first, so yeah. It was
okay,
history. He did, yeah, it was history.
it was history. be either way. Absolutely. So when you when he first talked to you about wanting to run for mayor, what was your immediate response to him? Were you afraid for him to do it? Did you encourage him to do it? Were you proud that he wanted to do it? What was your immediate response?
Oh, proud. Very. I mean, he's been saying it for years. I mean, when I say years, he's really been saying that he was going to run for mayor for years. This mayoral race, I didn't think he was going to, because he said, I thought he would have done city council first. But whenever I'm just 10 toes down behind my kids. So
Right.
when he said he was running, now I'm there. Whatever I need to do, I'm there. He did lecture me. I did get a lecture, as he always does sometimes, that it's, they're gonna say stuff, they're gonna do stuff, and he needed me to be calm, because he knew I'm just that rah rah parent. So um, when he said he was going, I'm my immediate response was, I'm there.
Yes. So as the race went on and started taking momentum, how did you as a mom feel when you started hearing some of the negative press and the attacks that were coming against him? Because I'm not his mom, but I can tell you how I felt.
Yeah,
Just because I know him as a person. Um,
right,
and I was very protective of him. I lost a couple of friends because of it, but in my opinion, they weren't really friends. They
right.
were people I know through social media. But was there any moment when you just really wanted to say, Jermichael, just forget it. Jermichael, you deserve to be treated better than this. Let it go. Or did you always stand behind him with your hands to his back, pushing him forward?
Oh, I stood behind him. I mean, I wanted to say, I knew he couldn't lash. I wanted to lash, but then I had to hear him just keep that voice in my head, Mom, we can't do this. We're better than. We're going to run this race on integrity, and I
Yeah,
need you to just stay calm. So, I mean, they came at him, but he never lashed back, because that's just the type of young man he is. So whenever it was coming, believe I would go home and say a lie,
yeah,
but
yeah.
out in public, I just kept my mouth shut.
Good job. Good job. So, how do you feel about your children, not just Jermichael, but because Jermichael's in the spotlight more because of his community work and work with youth, whatever. How would you describe your mother's feeling when you hear people say your son did such and such a thing and really blessed my life, or your son really helped my son or my daughter to become a better person? What is your mother's heart response to that?
Um, my I thank God for my grandmother, because, yep, I was a single mother, but she was the one that really instilled in him how to be the person that he is. He gives me credit because I birthed him, but my grandmom was the one that really, really raised him. So I always go back to Ada West and Betty is up in heaven rejoicing. That's
Yeah.
just it.
That's awesome. That's powerful. Because I tell you, with everything, Toya, that's going on in the world today, not just today. I mean, our Black sons have been targets for centuries, just simply because of the color of their skin. Um, they cannot even walk down the street without there being an assumption that they're doing something wrong until it's proven that they're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
So when I see one of our sons, and as far as I'm concerned, all of them belong to all of us
Hmm.
because we are mothers of a nation. And these Black boys and girls belong to all of us. And when you see one standing and trying to do something to help people, not just be selfish and see how much he can get for his own self, it has to make you proud as a mom, not just because you gave birth to him, but when I see our sons standing up and making a difference, it makes me proud as a mom. And so I want to take this moment to salute you. I understand that Miss Ida, Miss Betty, raised your Jermichael, and they helped you in areas and with your daughter and your other son to learn things that you didn't know. They taught you, they took you by the hand and guided you in a lot of areas. However, I want you to understand that you play a major role in what your children are today, because if you had walked away from them, even if you had left them with their grandmother or their great grandmother, thinking, well, they're in better hands, it would have had a negative impact on them, because every child needs their mother. So I
True.
salute you tonight as a mom for doing the best you can with what you had, and for not giving up and not walking away. And as a mom, I salute you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, what would you say is your greatest motherhood moment? Um, when you think about all of your children, and maybe there was one event that occurred that made you so proud to just be a mother, not to anyone in particular. Can you think of one event, one occurrence that made you just swell with pride for just being a mom?
Um, I'll say being a single mother, all three of my kids walked the stage, graduated from high school. That's the most proud. Yeah, all three of my kids. Now my daughter, my boys have never been an issue, a problem. My daughter never thought she would have, but when she walked that stage, those three moments were the best.
Yeah.
I mean, they got their high school diploma. So all three of them, knowing that they came from a single mother, graduated high school. Because a lot of kids that
Powerful.
don't.
Because let's, oh yeah, I was going to say, let's just be real about it. Statistically, it is proven that our children, from the Black and brown children that are raised by single moms, a lot of them do not graduate high school because there's just too much going on in the homes and in the streets, in the communities, and that education is just not a major thing. And let's not even talk about the fact that they're not even encouraged a lot in school to
Right.
graduate. We'll talk
Right.
about that on another show. But so to see all three of them get those diplomas, I know that was like a magical moment for you as a mom. What is the main thing that you say to them, that you encourage them to do with their life from this point on?
Follow their dreams. All three of them, as you see, Jamaica went for his, but all three of my kids have dreams. I just want them to put their mind and their feet on the ground and do what they want to actually do. I mean, we have to work. Yeah, we have to work to live, but
Yeah,
they have visions that, to me, if they put forward the effort, they accomplish them.
yeah. And that's important, because I think it's important to them also, for our children to know that we got their back, even when we disagree with some of the choices they make. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I look at both of my sons and thinking, what in the heck? Like, what were you thinking? What in the world?
Right.
But
Right.
when it gets down to the get down, they know mom got their back. One is
Hmm.
incarcerated, has been incarcerated for a while, but I still stand, like you say, 10 toes down for him. And you're
Right.
not going to say there's so much about him to
Right.
my face. Like, that's all it
Right.
is to it. And this one, the youngest one, whatever decisions he makes, sometimes I'm like thinking, I don't think you should have done that. But regardless, mama got your back. And so
Right.
that's our job. That's what we're here to do, to nurture and to manifest for them what it feels like to be supported, because so many of them are not supported. All right,
Right.
as we come to the close of the conversation shortly, I want to ask you, when you were a little girl, you think back, what was a dream that you wanted, that you had for yourself?
Hmm.
Be a ballerina. No, I'm just kidding.
No. um. Oh. I. Whenever they ask, you know how they ask you in school what you want to be when you grow up. When
Uh-huh.
you grow up, I always wanted to be a doctor. Don't ask me
Oh,
why. That was what I
wow.
wanted to be, but yeah, didn't happen. But yeah,
Cool. So, as a single mom, do you feel like sometimes we have to put our dreams, our visions, our goals, our desires on the back burner and focus on our kids' dreams? Do you think we do that?
we do that. We don't have to, but we do it. I think sometimes our kids can push us to do exactly to do what we want to do. I mean, we see them do it. That gives
Yeah,
us the inkling to go ahead and do what we have in our mind that we want to do.
yeah. And I talk to a lot of mothers about how important it is, no matter how old you are, to remember that little girl that lives inside of you, because no matter how life may have beaten her up, life might have disappointed her, life might have made her feel like just giving up, she's still in there. And
Hmm.
every now and then we have to stop, um, get off the wheel, of life, and just remember when things were simpler, and remember how we felt about dreaming, and come back to that place. Because like you said, that we can still dream, we can still,
Right.
we may have to make some changes, we might have to adjust how we do some things, but as long as we're breathing, we can still dream, and we can still
True.
manifest of those dreams. Do you have a dream or a vision or a goal that you would still like to have, see accomplished before you leave this earth? You still want to be a
Hmm.
doctor?
No. No.
Gave up on
School is
that?
school is yeah. School is over my head right now. No more school for me. And
I hear
um,
you.
I no, I really don't. I really don't. Um, I can't say that I do. I think that now live not live through, because a lot of people live through their kids. I don't live through my kids. I just back my kids and my grandkids 100%. So that's mainly where my time goes. So for me,
Yeah,
I'm happy with family. I mean, we are family oriented family, and as long as they're doing
absolutely.
what they want to do, then that's my dream. I just want them to do exactly what they want to do. All of them. My 10 grandkids, 11 grandkids, and my kids.
Holy moly, I didn't know you had that many grandkids.
11. Yep.
Girl, y'all
11.
been busy over there.
They have.
That's so
Yep.
cute. Well, I want to say to you, Toya, I am extremely proud of you, and I've been watching you from a distance. As I said, we don't talk that often, um, but I've been watching you, and I'm proud of you as a mom. I see you standing as a grandmom, stepping in when you need to, and I just want to encourage you to keep pursuing your best life and be at peace with where you are. You know, God has blessed you with so many things. the children, the grandchildren, the peace of mind. And I just want to encourage you to keep holding on to that, keep striving, and stay motivated and keep smiling.
That's my mantra. That's what I
Okay.
say. Whatever I'm going through, I'm always gonna smile. Always gonna smile.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's powerful.
Always.
All right, well, I'm getting ready to let you go, but is there anything else that you want to say to our audience tonight, just by way of encouragement or inspiration?
I'll just say to the single moms out there, you can do it. I mean, don't get discouraged, or if you get discouraged, please ask for help. Please ask for help.
Yeah. Because that's another thing I notice a lot of people don't, they don't want to ask for help because they're ashamed.
Right.
But whatever you're going through, somebody else has already gone through it, and we're here
True.
for each other.
True.
All right, well, we're getting ready to close out this episode. We want to remind you to please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's Talk Destiny with Jeannie Green. Again, thank you so much to my guests. It was great seeing you and talking with you. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.
All right. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you too. Bye-bye.
All right.